We're going out live at State of Mind Studios. This is a Celtic State of Mind. I'm Paul John Dykes, and tonight I am delighted to be joined by Ewan Martin. Ewan is normally in the comments field, but tonight he can comment live because he's sitting in the studio. Eagle-eyed viewers might notice a change of costume, dress, just for a half-time.
The three amigos.
Yep. The three amigos, yeah. Absolutely. We'll come back to that. Let's have a wee look at that first half then, because we spoke about the form that Celtic have been showing, putting games to bed in the first half, and it looks as though, I'm not getting complacent, it looks as though we've done it again.
2-0 start with Audrey, without playing our best. Can't complain. 2 goals. I think we could have had a third at the end. I mean, I don't know if the guys can comment, but I thought the Jaw goal, just before the half time, should have been a goal. So it could have been 3.
It could have been, and I think when we look at the first half, let's get some of the points coming through, some of the comments coming in. Grayson, Heselden, we're looking a bit clunky, not as smooth as usual. I think we mentioned that throughout the first half. It wasn't as free-flowing, but when you get that opening goal, and of course we are listening to the Aberdeen commentary team, and they're saying, right, we just need to keep it tight for 5 minutes. It is interesting to see how other teams view Celtic. We need to keep it, we need to shut the back door for 5 minutes, but lo and behold, 3 minutes later, we get the second goal. Slight deflection, but it's nothing less than we deserved. And I think that at that point, Aberdeen have got 2 things. They're going to have to open up or just, ultra defence at the back to make sure it doesn't turn into the 3, the 4 or the 5 that we've kind of been threatening over the last few weeks.
I think Aberdeen players, some looked terrified. I thought they looked scared,
After the second goal, you noticed the body language. And let's get some of the comments. Danny Lightify, I think it's because Aberdeen are pressing more. We spoke about the threat, or the performances rather, of Johnny Hayes. I think he's obviously been sent out to try and nullify Abada. Abada's found pockets of space. We were talking about how in the short time he's been at Celtic, we've seen a huge improvement in his use of the ball, and I think we saw that with the second goal. You might remember that O'Reilly, although it was a deflection, you looked at the wee dink from Kalmack, for example, as well. Abada, for me, he's not rushed. He's never trying to take on a man unnecessarily, which we saw maybe in his early games. He's quite happy. He knows that Ralston's going to be making the overlap, and we saw that in the first half.
Yeah, I think his decision making has been really good today. In the game, before he might take the man on or try and take the man on, but he's looking up, he's finding the pass, he's passing, he's moving, he's getting involved. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the biggest improvement from his play. Is his awareness of his teammates, and playing the right ball. You saw
that with the first goal. When we look at the goal, we opened the scoring in 16 minutes, and a bit clunky probably for the first 15. But he gets the ball, Abada, and he's looking up, and he's got that opportunity to run at the Aberdeen defenders, but he knows Ralston's overlapping. What a pass from Ralston, by the way.
Nice. Solid again.
It was a tremendous crossover from Ralston, and a finish at the back post. There'll be better goals, there'll be better finishes from Jota, but look how he celebrated that goal.
Aye, loving it.
It looks to me, Ewan, right, he's all in.
Hopefully.
He's all in.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, us fans are all in with him, so yeah.
But the thing with Jota is sometimes, because he's flamboyant and he's entertaining, right? You forget that the boy at the back, who's also on loan, Cameron Carter-Vickers, is every game
he was being
effective.
Fantastic.
Now, we spoke about it, so let's bring it up. At the beginning of the game, we spoke about the 2 centre halves and how they have forged a partnership. And you and I looked at each other after the first 3 involvements of Starfelt, and we thought he's going to start getting some stick if he doesn't step it up a bit, because he was skint on one occasion. He misjudged a ball on another, and he's brought an Aberdeen player down unnecessarily. But what I've noticed is every time there is that wee moment, Carter-Vickers is there to sweep it up.
Aye. Yep, totally. He's always there to make sure if he does make that error. And I think there's Carter-Vickers. I don't see him making any errors.
No, he's solid.
Wins the ball in the air. He's comfortable with the ball at his feet. Plays the right pass. He's calm. You don't see him getting flustered. I mean, we're talking about with Starfelt. He looks so awkward when he turns and hits the ball. You know what I mean? His whole body turns like 90 degrees to make a pass.
I early doors, and by the way, I don't want to come across as a player comes in and, you know, you're trying to knock him. Absolutely not. If you spend £4.5 million on a centre half, I want him to be a success. He's come in as a Swedish international player. But my observation in the early days was exactly what you just said there, that the uncomfortable body shape, he swings when he's hitting away only on his left. He's quite comfortable on his right. But I've never seen somebody so uncomfortable with the left that he needs to swing the entire left-hand side of his body.
Maybe Angel improve that aspect of his game, you know, as the season goes on. Because I mean, definitely with Starfelt, he's getting better and better. He's still got the odd prone to the odd wee mistake.
Relapse, yes.
Yeah, relapse here and there. But overall, I mean, he's can't complain.
No, I seen it on Twitter there just before we went live, asking whether or not Joe Hart had a ticket for tonight's game or if he was watching it at home. But when you look at the two fullbacks, we've already praised Ralston. By the way, we're not having a dig at Starfelt. I mean, it's quite obvious on the left-hand side, he's much weaker. But on his left-hand side is Taylor. And we spoke about Greg Taylor before the game. I think, again, he's on to a tremendous performance in that first half.
Yes, I mean, a lot of really nice wee balls he plays through to the front three. You know, I think especially to Jota. Was it not one of the goals? Didn't Taylor ping one of the balls? Might be wrong, but he's been doing some good stuff. You know, I mean, he's solid at the back defensively, but I think he contributes going forward a lot now as well. So yeah.
That was one of the biggest criticisms, which I found strange because when you look at his assists, you know, often he is second in terms of the assists if James Forrest isn't playing. I think he's had 14 assists in his Celtic career so far, and there's a passage of play where he gets the ball, completely changes direction, plays it into Maeda, who tries a wee flick to Hatate, but it was all down to Taylor's quickness of thought and change of direction. It opened up Aberdeen for that split second, and had they got the run of the green, we were wide open and through one-on-one.
I mean, put it this way, we trust Ange, and Ange likes him for a reason.
Well, he's given him a contract. You know?
Yeah, so he sees a player that he likes. He thinks he can mould him even better. I think Taylor's was unfortunately after Kieran Tierney going, we're all thinking, oh, where's the next Kieran Tierney? Obviously, Greg Taylor's not of that ilk, but he's improving week in, week out. So yeah, I mean, and again today, I think past marks easily.
And he's fit in this system that Ange has implemented. Now, Chancellor comes in on YouTube. The fact that we're nowhere near our best and still cruising says all you need to know about Aberdeen. I know that Aberdeen fans who are involved in other shows on the channel are unhappy with the way things are going there, as are Hibs fans. And obviously Hibs are at Ibrox tonight. And we appreciate that Rangers got another penalty in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Surprise.
And the last I checked, they were 1-0 up. So it is a toe-to-toe second half. Celtic are comfortable. We know that it's a wee bit tighter at Ibrox. In that scenario then, we've seen against Motherwell, the game was done and dusted. We were comfortable at half-time. He made some changes, you and Ange. Do you think he'll do it tonight?
I'm not sure if he'll do it right now at 45 minutes. But definitely by 60 minutes, especially if we get the third or fourth couple of goals. Me personally, I'd love to see Tom Roderick come on. Bit of magic, bit of brilliance. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see.
It also begs the question, and I've got to bring up a few of these comments coming in. Loads of people commenting on the performance of Matt O'Reilly. He's a guy so far who's not a bad game in a Celtic jersey. Gets his first goal. Yeah, who cares that there was a wee deflection? His use of the ball, Ewan. I mean, you look at the crossing ability, but in that first half, we were talking about the amount of times we get corners. We've now got someone who can take a corner and flight it in, but we don't have the aerial threat in the middle. And I think that when we signed Giakoumakis, rightly or wrongly, I assumed that he might have given us that. Maeda had a header in the first half, probably should have done better with that. You know, he's aimed at the far post and it's ended up going wide on the left-hand side. If there is a change, do you think that we're going to give them something else to concern themselves with and bring on big Giakoumakis?
I think that's probably maybe his first thought is to bring on Giakoumakis. I'm over target man. If we're getting balls in the box, but then again, I think that the front three tonight have been working pretty well. You know, Aberdeen are packing out the defence, but we've created enough chances. Yeah, I think we've just not been fluid in the midfield tonight for some reason. I'm not sure if it's Aberdeen's tactics or the pitch, But it's not as free-flowing as the last 2 games.
It's not been. It definitely hasn't been. And obviously there's been a few 50-50s between Bruni and McGregor, old teammates. And thankfully McGregor's come out unscathed. Now, when you're looking at O'Reilly, there's a good point coming in from John Boy 1888. Anyone who's watching on YouTube, thanks everybody for subscribing. If you are watching and you're not subscribed yet, get yourself subscribing, hit the notifications bell, and you will be in line for daily content from Acsom. But a good point before we go back for the second half from John Boy. Early days, but I see a bit of Stuart Armstrong and Matt O'Reilly. See that goal that Armstrong scored the other night for Southampton? What a strike that was. Matt O'Reilly, very excited by him. Let's go back to the action and we'll get you at full time. Thanks everybody for getting involved. We're over 1,200 strong on the live chat, and we will be back at full time. And thank you, Ewan Martin, for joining me on a Celtic State of It.